Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, my dear brothers and sisters. Bismillah, alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. We continue about some subject and matters related to the intention. Intention is very important, as mentioned in the hadith. إن الله لا ينظر إلى صوركم وأجسادكم ولكن ينظر إلى قلوبكم وأعمالكم. Allah does not look at your body and your picture. Allah doesn't look at your body and your picture, but Allah rather look at your action and your intention. Your intention is matter. And we have to work on our intention. Because when you put the right intention, Allah will be in your help and guide. And let's listen to this amazing hadith. The Prophet ﷺ said, "Man أخذ أموال الناس وهو يريد أداءها أدى الله عنه ومن أخذ يريد إتلافها أتلفه الله." So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will help you according to your intention. It was mentioned in the hadith that if somebody took the money of people, like he borrowed the money of people, and he intended actually to return it. يريد أداءها. He was in need and he borrowed the money, and in heart he wanted to give it back. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will open ways for him to pay back. رد الله عنه ومن أخذ يريد إتلافها أتلفه الله. If you took it that you want to destroy it, Allah will destroy you. So it is important that always we work on our intention. And most of the time the intention is going line in line with the actions. So that's what he intended. That's the action shows what's in your intention. And that's in a normal situation. So you intended to do this, and that action, it's manifestation of that intention. However, sometimes the intention will be different from the action. In this case, it is which one we are going to consider. Somebody will say, you know what? Oh, the intention may be different. How it's possible it's different? Oh yeah, there are many cases that could be the intention something and the action something else. For example, حكم المكره, the one who was enforced to do the action. Is his intention going line with the actions? No. He was mukra, was enforced to do the action. It was not then what that was not his intention. So in this case, which one do we consider? His intention or his action? حكم الهازل الساخر, the one he's just playing around and making fun. He's saying words, but he never meant it. Which one we consider? His words or his intention? You get it? Oh, there are different cases. Let me give you an example and address today one of the cases is the one his tongue slipped. He intended to say something, but his tongue slipped. He said something different. In this case, which one we consider? His intention or his action? What do you think? I give you an example. Somebody will say to his wife, somebody will say to his wife, Anti faliha. You know what's faliha? You are, mashallah, you are good lady. Faliha min falah. You're doing good things. Instead of he said, Anti faliha, he said, Anti taliqa. You know, but he never meant it. In the back of his head, he wanted to say faliha, but his tongue slipped and said anti taliqa. So Allah knows what's in his heart, but that's what he said to us. He said, you know what? I was really intended to say that word, but my tongue slipped and said different word. So in this case, which one we consider? His intention. Allah will never blame him because of his action, because he never intended in this case and was out of his control. Am I clear? Okay. Let me give you an example of this. In the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, he said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will more happy of the return of his slave back to him than some of you lost his camel. Can you imagine? لله أفرح بتوبة عبد من أحدكم ضاعت يعني ناقته. So Allah is more happy of the return of his servant back to him than some of you lost his camel, and then was he sitting under a tree with sadness, he left his head and he saw his camel back. He saw in front of him his camel back, and all his belonging is still there. Because he was very excited, he said, "Oh Allah, you are my slave and I'm your Lord. Anta abdi wa ana rabbuk." It's a very bad word. It's a word of shirk if you look at it. He said, "Oh Allah, you are my slave and I'm your Lord." That's what he said. But because he was very excited, his tongue slipped. Is Allah going to blame him because of his action? No. Allah is not going to blame him. Allah actually, he's happy from him. As is mentioned in the hadith. Allah is happy from that person. But because out of his excitement, his tongue slipped. And he twisted the words. And instead of saying, "Oh Allah, you are my Lord and I'm your slave," he said, "Oh Allah, you are my slave and I'm your Lord." Subhanallah. Is he at the blame? No. So which one we consider in this case? His intention or his action? His intention. Despite his action, even that had different from his intention, but because that's something out of his control, so there's no blame on him. رفع عن أمة الخطأ والنسيان وما استكره عليه. And inshallah, we'll continue more about that, because it's really important to understand this subject. In many masail are linked and connected with this. So maybe inshallah next time we'll talk about, for example, حكم الهازل. He's making fun. It's different. Somebody said, "You know what? Oh, he was talking to his wife and he's making fun and he just maybe want to scare her or just making fun of her, and he said the word of divorce." That's different from the first one. The first one, he never intended to say the word of divorce, but his tongue slipped. This one, no, he intended the word, but he never intended to apply what's consequences, or he never intended the consequences behind that word. But that's not something that actually was given to him. It's not given to him. What's the consequences of that? So that's different. Do not mix that different from the first rules. And bear with me, inshallah, next time we'll address all of those cases in details. May Allah guide us all. May Allah purify our attention. And may Allah give us the best of understanding. اللهم علمنا وجهلنا وذكرنا ما نسينا وفقهنا في ديننا واجعلنا من عبادك الصالحين. آمين. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك.